Hello everybody, my name is Cam G Snake and welcome back to another weird video. That's me. What is it? Oh right, no, I mean maybe I'll make a series on me playing this game. Maybe, I don't know, best of 5. Oh, wow. I'm not as good as these people. No you. No you.
15.
No you. No you. No you. No you. Why am I saying that? Okay. There's like no purpose for the guys up front. If all that's gonna happen is just that people in the back are gonna hit it back and forth to each other. Oh, but that's not the purpose of this video, of me playing tennis in Wii Sports. No, that's not the purpose of this video. The purpose of this video is to be like that Halloween video I made like a few hours ago. Yeah, the purpose is, you probably read the title. Times I got in trouble at, that was dirty. Times I got in trouble at school. Dating back, not to pre-K, because pre-K technically doesn't really count as school. Also, I did get in trouble there once, so I don't even remember why. But it wasn't anything serious. Like, I mean, I don't even remember why I got in trouble, but the thing is they had to call, like, the owner of the building to talk to me, and they were like, "Why'd you do it?" And I'm like, "I don't even know what I did." And, so starting at kindergarten. Yeah, I know, kindergarten. Man, you must be such a badass if you got in trouble in kindergarten. Yeah, I realized why I got in trouble. This is like literally the only reason I got in trouble. Like the most understandable reason why I got in trouble at school. So, I don't even know why I did. I was preventing somebody from telling on me on a school bus. And, what I did was I wrapped my hands around his chest and his mouth and pulled him away so he wouldn't yell at me. Like, that's the only reason. That's like the only thing out of this entire list is going to be like, "Oh yeah, you definitely should have gotten in trouble for that." And I'm like, "Yeah, alright, yeah, I understand why I got in trouble." But everything else was stupid. Like, this is just bullshit. It doesn't even matter if it's with the principal or with the friggin' teacher. Kindergarten, I did get in trouble because I mispronounced somebody's name and they got offended by it. Which is kind of weird now that you think about it. I mispronounced somebody's name and they got mad at me. Like I was pronouncing Ryan, but then I said Rar and she got mad and the teacher got mad at me. I'm like, what did I do? That was pathetic. What else? That was still kindergarten. First grade. I don't think I got in trouble at all after that. First grade was, I got in trouble with the teacher once because again, I did something stupid. No, this one is on me, like 100% on me. I was trying to get around somebody. Apparently I stuck my tongue out and he got mad at me. Which that seems kind of stupid, right? And then they talked to the teacher came and talked to me and she's like, "You know we're not supposed to do that, right?" I'm like, "What?" He went and told on me for sticking my tongue out and I'm like, "Ooh, that's a..." Oh. That was a nice spin. Look at this spin. Oh, that was a nice spin. What else? I like this angle. No! Wait, that's on the line. But that hit the line. Look at that again. Did that hit the line or that just barely hit the line? Oh, that would have been better with a different angle. But that looked like it hit the line. Jesus. This thing still works. Hold on, time out. Time. Does this thing still work? Oh, good, it still works. I have these crates right next to me. I smacked it against the middle crate, because they're stacked on each other. What else? First grade? I did it again. Hold on. Still works. Get away from those crates. I don't think I really got in trouble. I never got in trouble with the principal, which is good. It's always good when the principal never knows your name. I never got in trouble with the principal again until 6th grade. 2nd grade, I never really did get in trouble with my teacher, but other than the, "You're being too loud!" But that's just like warnings, so it's not exactly a big, like, I never got like a huge punishment. The only thing oh, I remember one. We were playing hockey with like corn at lunch one day, and then the lunch monitors made us write an apology letter to our parents, and I'm like, what am I apologizing to my mom about me playing hockey with corn in lunchtime? Well, there was another time, but that's in 5th grade. We'll get there eventually. I know I'm not done with school yet. I might get in trouble, but I never got in trouble this year. I mean, did I get in trouble? Yeah. Oh, shit. I mean, yeah, I did get in trouble, but school-related work trouble, that's like the only thing. This year, never really any trouble like, "Oh, you're getting detention, mister." No, none of that. No! You hit it too hard. 3rd grade? That was the year I learned I had anxiety. Oh, come on, hit it over there. Yeah, that was the year I learned I had anxiety. Because every single time I went on the bus, I had the first bus and I feared it would leave. I feared it would leave without me. And then I talked to my bus driver and he's like, "No, I wouldn't leave without you. And besides, even if I did, are you kidding me?" The school would call me and just be like, "Hey, you left one of your students behind." 4th grade? Yeah, I got in trouble once. I swore, but it wasn't really a bad word. Like, once you get older, words start getting less and less offensive, and apparently somebody overheard me say something, and I got in trouble for it. I understand this. Oh, I understand this is elementary school, and I did it twice. But I actually did it. Yeah, I did it twice. But I never really said anything the second time. I mouthed it, which is kinda not the same thing. I mean, you're not really saying it, are you? Ooh, that was close. Yeah, I said hell, and my teacher got upset and said, "No, just sit down." I'm like, "I didn't do anything. It's not even that bad of a word." It's like somebody said, like, we were talking about, like, "Well, you came from heaven." I'm like, "No, we didn't come from heaven." He's like, "Where'd he come from then?" I said hell, and he's like, "Well, that is a place." And then my teacher just told me to sit down, and I'm like, "What did I do? It's true." What, are you disagreeing with the truth? You're a teacher. All you tell us is truth, unless it's a lie. I don't know, 2 truths, 1 lie? 2 truths, 1 lie. I've been to Universal Studios, my grandfather's dead, or I've been in the army. That's more like 2 lies, 1 truth. Which one's the truth? I've been to Universal. Well, yeah, both of them are still alive. Yeah, that's right. All 3 of them. Okay, ooh. Can you hit it to the open space where nobody is? 5th grade. 5th grade, I actually almost got into a fight with somebody. Because we kind of annoyed each other to the point of, yeah, I mean, we did sort of get into a fight, but it wasn't really like, fists are flying. No, it's more like pushing each other around. kind of fight. And the gym teacher got mad at us, and I'm like, we didn't do anything to each other. What are you mad at us for? Like, fucking school must have hated me. I think I've been told the story that school... Holy shit. School tried to diagnose me with autism. My school tried to diagnose... Your kid is autism. And I'm like, you crazy? I do not. People do think that I am autistic, though. Oh, shit. Because I'm a weird person. I have a weird personality. And one day in school, the pool, we were acting like fuck. Me and my buddy were acting like morons. And somebody looked at me and he said, what are you, autistic? I think I already told you this story, haven't I? What are you, autistic? And I looked at him and said, what are you, vaccinated? Oh shit. That's a nice, that was really cool. What else? Where were we? 5th grade? 6th grade? I mean, I did get in trouble because that was the year I started taking people's food. Yeah, I know, I'm a little bit of a jerk, but I'm also a really nice guy, okay? Also, I was like a jerk back in like... I was a jerk in like the 6th and 7th grade. And then I stopped after like one time in 8th grade where I'm like, yeah, I got a teacher pissed at me, I'm not doing that ever again. Actually, I didn't get a teacher pissed at me, I got an entire team pissed at me. 6th grade, I never got in trouble with the principal. I did get in trouble once though, because there was one time where I walked up to somebody and the teacher saw it, and then he's like, yeah, like, he was my favorite teacher though. You know those memes where it's like, when your favorite teacher yells at you and you're like, oh, yeah, that's pretty much what happened to me. I'll spare you the details, but, 7th grade, I almost got sent to detention. Actually, I did get detention. That was the only year I got detention so far. But that was the first year I got detention. Break point. 7th grade, that was kind of like the worst year of my life besides 6th grade. 8th grade was fine. If you had to put it in order, I would definitely say that 6th grade, if I had to put it from order from worst to best, I'd have to say 9th grade is the best, and 6th grade was the worst. 6th grade 100% was the worst year of my life, and right behind that was 7th grade. Those are the years where you're in the middle of a popularity contest where nobody wins, because oh, you think you're so cool and edgy because you're now in middle school. Yeah, I had fucking 7th graders last year yelling at me because I thought I was gay, and I looked at him and I said, the hell's your problem? No! I told him, how do you know that? He said, because you sound gay, and I'm like, how do you know that? That was so unlucky. He's like, well, you just are. I'm like, how do you know I'm gay? And there's somebody who was sitting right next to me, and he's just laughing his ass off. It was the funniest thing ever. Also, this doesn't involve me, but I was a witness of a fight. Also, that was the year 8th grade was the year everybody started to get suspended. So I never really saw everybody. At least 2 of my friends got suspended for possession of weapons. No, did I own one? No, I don't own a weapon. I own a foam weapon. But why the hell would I bring that to school? It's not gonna do any damage. I got a Minecraft sword sitting right next to me. Stone one. Or is that iron? Whatever the gray one is. I wanted diamond, but I never got diamond. That is such a mean... That is a mean friggin' spin, man. That is so dirty. Oh, also I just remembered this one story. So, one day in gym class, we were playing volleyball. and I hit the ball straight into the rafters of the freaking gym. Like we were just playing singles, not singles. We were playing like team volleyball. I should have used him. We were playing team volleyball, and it was like 6 versus 6 or whatever. And I played against 2 girls that really hated me because I'm annoying, apparently. Yeah, somebody that finds me annoying. What the hell are you talking to me for? No, these girls found me annoying, like the fucking teenager. Like, oh my god, you're so annoying. Shut up, like that. Like I'm not even talking to these two, and during tech class they looked at me and they said, "Dude, could you shut up?" And I'm like, I'm not even talking to you. Why does a teenager sound like they smoke crack? No, not crack, weed so much. Oh, come on. I'm like, shut up! I'm trying to learn. I'm like, I just realized it's pretty funny. That a teenager just sounds like they're smoking weed their entire life. Just, dude, you wanna crack? You wanna smoke? No. But, yeah. There was one time we were playing volleyball. I hit the ball straight up and it got stuck in the vents. Also, that's also the same year that, I have a pencil case of a cat, which I don't take to school anymore because my friends threw it in the fence of the boys' locker room, and I told my teacher about it, and she acted like she didn't friggin' care. She's like, alright, I'll send somebody in there, and I'm like, cool, I'll be late to class now, and I was late to class when my teacher understood. Honestly, I felt like I could have just go talk to the staff about it, and then gotten a pass to my class, but I did that the next morning. Oh, come on. I did that the following morning. But I'm like, you did nothing. Because the cat was still up there the same day. The next day, the cat was still there. The case was still there. It's of a cat, so it's on my drum kit now, so I got some cool aesthetic for my drum kit. It's called a cat. I don't know why. No, I just put it between my 2 toms. Why do you ask? Yeah, I feel like middle school is probably the worst the worst time for anybody to be alive. Because middle school sucked. 8th grade was fine. Middle school just sucked in general. Because I barely did anything and I got in trouble for it. Don't you ruin my 2? And it's like, advantage right team. Or whatever. No! What am I thinking about? What am I thinking of? 8th grade. 8th grade? Did we already talk about 8th grade? Yeah, that was the year everybody got in trouble. There was also one time where my entire base got in trouble because we had bases in middle school. Because they think, well, we should be a part of a team. And everybody hated each other anyways. That's because I friggin' hated my gym class in 7th grade because I knew no one. And at the end of the year, 7th grade gym class, my teacher's like, go, just join something. And I'm like, I don't know what to play. I don't know anybody in here. Actually, I knew everybody, but the thing is, they were all the supposed jocks and cool kids, so I didn't get to hang out with anybody. Because I was the only nerd in that class, and the only person I would hang out was actually part of that cool kid column, or classified as a cool kid, which I still don't stand by. There's no such thing as a cool kid here. There's just you, and apparently there's a and just because you have like one of those really bad personalities doesn't make you a cool kid. like I remember going freaking school. School almost every single day, and it's just be this two people walking onto the bus, and they be dropping N-words left and right. Like, what the hell? Do you own this school bus or something? What the hell? You're my N-word, and I'm like, what the hell is going on? You can't say that. These two people were white. I'm like, you can't be saying that. I shouldn't even be talking about that, probably. Like I said, 9th grade I haven't got, oh right, the time I stopped stealing people's food was the time I stole pizza. You want to know from who? The football team. Yeah, I'm such a badass. I stole food from the football team. And almost every day after school, there was a person on my school bus who played for the football team. And he'd be like, "Why'd you take that pizza?" And I never answered, because I didn't want to. He's like, "I'll stop bothering you if you just tell me why you took it." I'm like, "I'm not telling you." I never did tell him. Why did I take it? Because I was trying out for the basketball team that day. And then my buddy after school was like, "Dude, you fucked up." And I'm like, "Yeah, I know." Thanks. I went to talk to the teacher the next day, and he's like, "No." I went to talk to the teacher the next day. He's like, "Yeah, you do realize it's like stealing." And I'm like, "Yeah, I realize that." Finally, this is over. I'm like, "Yeah, I realize that." I'm sorry, I just don't understand why I did it. And then I had to tell him, like, "Oh, I just got confused, because I don't know. I didn't realize that they were handing out awards for the football team after school that day. I don't play football for the school. You think I would know?" Apparently people think I know everything, though. I'm like, "What do you think? I should know this?" And they're like, "Yes, you should know this." And I'm like, "I have no idea." Nice spin. That's out. Did I miss anything? Oh, right, I never told you why I got in trouble in 7th grade. I just told you a bunch of random stories that happened throughout middle school for me. But 7th grade? What happened in 7th grade? Oh, right, the time I got detention. You want to know how I got detention? Because my teacher, well, according to me, I misproperly used my resources. Because we were given, like, a reading log to use every day. Like, log down what you read. I'm like, what are you treating us like 4-year-olds for? Like, we're teenagers turning into, like, they're like, "You're turning into high school students. Then give us something other than baby tools." I didn't get a reading log in 9th grade English. Mainly because all we did was read together. We're in the middle of Romeo and Juliet right now. We're almost done with it. We have the last act to do next week, and then we're done with it. Like, I just finished Lego Dimensions today. About 6 hours ago. 8th grade, no, 7th grade, apparently I got in trouble with this kid. I'm not gonna say his name, but, I got in trouble so many times with him that I actually almost got threatened. I got threatened with a detention for some reason. Why did you do that? You idiot! I know you just wanted to... That hit the line. Okay, never mind. Where the arrow was pointing, I thought it hit the line. Yeah, I called him gay and I called him a girl. He acts like it, and then you tell him this and he gets offended by it. Like, no, he literally says, you say something bad about him, he'll just say, "Fuck you," and I'm like, that's not the type of response I'm looking for. I get offended, I get insulted, I just feel like, yeah, Yeah, cool. I get called gay. Actually, I get called gay. I just ask you, how do you know that? Just don't ask me. How do you know how do you know I'm gay? You're gay. Don't say that, please. Don't, just nobody in the comments below be like, you're gay. And I'd be like, how do you know that? Oh my god, I'm so good at this game. I feel like I should start. Oh shit.
30. Match point.
And then eventually, I think I've told you the story so many times, but this is official. So, one day during lunch, the period before, I stepped on his hand by accident, and then I wanted to go apologize to him. Apparently, he was sitting by himself at the table next to us, so I just wanted to go apologize and tell him, oh, hey buddy, I'm sorry for stepping on your hand, and the lunch monitor ran over and she said, what'd you say to him? What'd you say to him? And I told him, I just apologized. And she's like, I don't believe you. And I'm like, it's okay, you don't have to believe me, ask him. You know what he said? I didn't hear what he said. And I'm like, I looked at her like, you can't get me in trouble. She still ripped me up because she didn't believe me. And I'm like, are you kidding? She hated me. And then next year she walked over to our table and she's like, hey guys, how was your summer? And I looked at her like, you threatened to write me up last year, and you're asking me how was my summer? I looked at her like, what are you, crazy? You're the one who practically made my 7th grade a living hell, and you're just gonna be like, hey guys, how are you? And I mean, the only time she ever talked to us that year is because we were too loud. I'm like, we're a bunch of guys, we're gonna be loud. Like, I don't understand why people tell you to shut the hell up. Like, I'm not going to. Like, if I was going to, I wouldn't be talking in the first place. Right? Like, I don't get it why people do that. Like, shut the hell up. And I'm like, no! I'm just gonna reply, if somebody says, shut up, you're annoying, I'm gonna be like, no! And you can't make me! I win. Jesus, that was a sweep. What else? Oh yeah, back to that same story. So, I was walking over to friggin', gym class I had next period, which we were swimming that day. So, I was walking to the pool, and I was sitting with all the 7th and 6th graders, so I'm like, I have my head down, and I'm like, sitting there, like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding? Like, I almost hesitated to walk back. I almost hesitated to walk to class. I'm like, are you kidding me? I'm like, should I just go? And then eventually I was walking to class, and I was crying, and somebody noticed me. There was another gym teacher who noticed me, and I'm like, she's like, you okay? And I'm like, no. Do I look okay? How did that not fall over? It's slanted. So then we had to go talk to her, and she said, well, you were doing this. And I'm like, I didn't do any of that. I just apologized to him. I didn't even yell. Like, I whispered it across the table, and she accused me of screaming in his face. Like, she wrote down the sheet of paper, told multiple times to stop yelling, and like, what else did she write? I don't want to say sexually harassed. I mean, she wrote it down like I harassed the kid. Like, I didn't even touch the poor guy. I literally just leaned over the table and I told him, hey buddy, I'm sorry for stepping on your hand the period prior. And then she came over yelling at me. Also, it was the same year that my buddy brought an energy drink to school that year. And there's literally signs everywhere that say, no energy drinks! Absolutely no energy drinks! And he's like, I don't care, I'm drinking an energy drink anyways. She ran over to the table and started yelling at him like, do you know you're not supposed to have these in school. You're not supposed to have these in here. And he's just looking at her like, what the hell, lady? We're all just staring at the freaking lunch monitor like, what the fuck is going on? Like, there's 2 lunch monitors in there, one to scan over the 6th and 7th graders, and one to look over all the 8th graders. Apparently she was the, hey, it's a meme! Apparently she was the 8th grader one, and somebody must have done something to her coffee, because, she looked like she was having a terrible day. Like, she ran over to him screaming at him like, you're not supposed to have these here! There's signs everywhere that say you're not supposed to have these here! And then the other lunch monitor had to come over and be like, hey, you know you're not supposed to have these, right? And he's like, yeah, can I finish? And she's like, I'm sorry, I can't let you do that. And we're just laughing at the different types of people. Just like, you do realize you're not supposed to have these here versus, you can't have these here! I'll write you up! The next time you bring one of these, I'll write you up! And we're just like, what the fuck just happened? Like, what the fuck? What the fuck? She just, one lunch monitor comes over screaming in his face like, you're not supposed to have these here! Why do you have this here? You're not supposed to! Next time you do it, I'm gonna write you up! And just staring at her like, okay. 178, that's not my record. I don't remember what, I think it's like 216 is my record. Like, it's hilarious. I'm just sitting across the table like, 226, okay. I'm just sitting across the table like, whoa. Like, he brought, like, so many energy drinks in that day, that year. It was actually kind of funny. Now, if anybody in the comments, their school ever gave out lunch detentions, those are just the worst kinds of punishments ever. Oh my god. That's worse than actual detention. The time I had detention, all I did was read a book. Detention is stupid. Why would you even do... At least make them do, like prison would sentence you to community service. At least do something like that. Do something interactive with the friggin' students. Don't make them just sit in a classroom for like 40 minutes and be like, alright, do your work. I'm like, that was boring. I had nothing to do. Also, I had the detention teacher I had in 7th grade was also the same teacher I had for art the next year who got fired the following year because they found out about her background. Like, everybody in school thought she was a... Oh, whatever. Somebody will get that joke.
Nice spare.
Oh, and then I never believed him because I'm like, that's ridiculous. Why would they hire somebody like that? And the following year she gets fired because she's a... I can't do it right. I'm not gonna tell you why. I'll bet you somebody will get it. I'm not telling you why, but I can't on YouTube without censoring myself out, but I don't know how to censor myself, so... No, this is just a bunch of school stories. But this is mainly about the times I got in trouble, which is actually kind of funny.
Nice spare.
But she was actually kind of my favorite teacher, because she was the only one in that classroom who didn't seem to not like me. Other than, like, the 2 friends I hung out with. Actually, the 3 friends I hung out with in that class.
Nice spare.
I had, like, 3 friends there, and there's always gotta be, like, that one guy who hangs out with all the girls, and I'm like, dude, you're uglier than me, and you're hanging out with girls? Like, it's like the only people he hangs out with. And then, one day during Spanish class in 7th grade, I'm like, yes, he's not here! And the teacher made me apologize, and I'm like, I'm not doing that. I eventually did, but... I did, but I'm like, secretly, I'm like, I don't want to apologize. Every guy hates him. Literally, every guy hates him. I'm not telling you his name. But literally, every guy does not like him because, like, There's always that one kid in school who's got the girls. And he's ugly. If I showed you what I look like, you're gonna be like, actually, I'm not bad looking, but I look better with my glasses on. Third grade me thought, I look better with my glasses. Now, does it count as having a girlfriend for one day and then breaking up? Does that count as being in a relationship? I don't think so. So technically you can say, I've never been in a relationship. Let's say it wasn't official. Oh. Oh yeah, back to 8th grade. There was one time in 8th grade where not just me, but my entire base got in trouble. Because we had bases. It was like the stuff from Star Trek. It was like Enterprise, Quantum, Phoenix, and what was I on? Quantum, Enterprise, and Aquarius. And I don't know why the school's like, you should all be part of a team. And then they had this friggin' thing at the end of 7th grade where it's like, it's a spirit stick. And I'm like, why are we doing this in 7th grade? Do it in 8th grade. So you can say, goodbye, enjoy. Like, middle school hates the high school for some reason. Like, middle school made the high school look like the fucking demon, and middle school was heaven. Like, I don't know how to say it, but like, on a scale, you got middle school, which is all the way at the top, and then you got fucking high school, which is all the way at the bottom. But in all reality, it's the complete opposite. They make middle school makes middle school look way better than it is. But then you get in there and it's like going to fucking hell. I'm serious. It was awful. Middle school was terrible. I hated middle school. I don't think I ever told you the thing that happened to me in 6th grade and why the reason I stopped hanging out with that person. But I'll tell you it right now. It's not school related. Oh man, 3 strikes in 1 game? Damn, that's pretty good. I did tell you what I was, which, I still haven't bought the costume yet. Obviously, the video only came out today. I'll let you know when I do, though. I'll be getting it when the quarantine is over, which I am off for another month. I'm off until May. May 18th. I might be off until the end of the school year. I mean, middle school, it's got its perks. It's got its, like, hey, we're the best thing in the world type of thing. But you're a goddamn teenager who's just starting puberty. Actually, I started puberty back when I was 10 and I was in fucking elementary school. Like, there was one day I was like, not 5'2", I'm 5'8". Well, I went to the doctors and they said I was like, still less than 5'10", which girls are not gonna want to hang out with that. Tear shot down my cheek. Because, oh, we like girls, we like guys who are 6 feet tall, and I'm like, there was one afternoon we went to see a movie. I don't remember what movie, honestly, but it might have been Justice League, But there was one day we went to see the movie, and the person who invited me to see the movie, her mom was like, holy shit, dude. She looked at me, she didn't say this, but she basically just told me, holy shit, how'd you get so tall? Because everybody was like 5'3", maybe 4 foot. Because we were in elementary school, remember? We were in elementary school, and we were all like maybe 3 foot tall. Yeah, I was like 5'4". Which obviously is not very tall, but I'm still somehow taller than my dad though. The doctor says I'm barely 5'9", or barely 5'10", and I'm like, how am I still taller than my dad then?
Nice
He's 5'10". Or maybe I am 5'10" and the doctor's lied to me. Maybe it's because I sit like this. I'm a grouchy old man and I'm gonna have like one of the worst spinal systems ever. That was a terrible throw. Yeah, you know what's weird? I can talk for literally hours upon end about anything, which is kind of the weird part. I never shut up. Maybe that's why everybody finds me annoying, because I never shut up. But I have something to say, so let me say it. They're like, no, we can't possibly let you do that. Yeah, school is bullshit. High school is at least like, yeah, you get to kind of do whatever the hell you want, but you still can't do everything, which I thought high school is going to be the one class where you're like, oh, you get to pick your schedule. Nope. Well, yes, you get to pick like what classes you want to take, but I thought it meant like, you get to pick how your schedule goes, and I'd be like, I'd have lunch last period. I'd have gym 8th period. Actually, 8th period is my last period. I'd have gym 7th period, which I do. No, I have it in 6th. I don't understand how it works. It goes 5A, 5B, 6A, and I'm like, what? Why don't you just give us one whole period? That's what they did in middle school. Just they give us like half the time. As middle school is like one entire like period of lunch, like 40 minutes of lunch. Middle school also seemed like I've been here for more than 10 hours, but in all reality, you've only been there for 6. It felt like that. It felt so long because the fucking classes are boring. The classes are boring. Any person who finds this, it is just going to middle school. I'm not a Christian, but I hope you good luck. Good luck. Middle school's like going through hell. It's like I've been through hell and back again. I've been through hell and back. What? Where? Why? I went to middle school. Middle school is terrible. Middle school is... Oh, come on. That is just unlucky. Middle school is the worst time of anybody's lives. If anybody in the comments could be like, no, I like middle school. Middle school, for me, it was okay. Because, like, there was, like, some times where it was like, oh, yeah, it was fine. But then there's sometimes where it was like, I'm walking through a fucking pit of Tartarus. Which I don't very much like. Trying to remember. Oh yeah, apparently kindergarten. One more story. There might be another one, but I don't remember. Kindergarten, there was this one kid who went to my school and then went to another school the next year, so I didn't get to see him that much. I hung out with all the kids that left after 1st grade. Yeah, because like, my friend was, I think his name was Exact or something. Like, we hung out in like kindergarten, and then he left. I never saw him again. And then there was this other person I hung out with, left after 1st grade. There were like 3 people I hung out with, and then they all left. And then I met other people that I still hang out with. You know, like those really weird videos that I post that have nothing but audio? Yeah, those are the people I hung out with in 2nd grade. Never met them until 2nd grade. Like, that person right there, the purple, yeah, that was one of the first people I ever talked to in 2nd grade. The guy in the red right next to her, I never met him until 5th. That guy in orange is just my dad. Yeah, 5th grade. 5th grade was, I mean, probably one of my better years, because it was odd as hell, and I like odd, because my teacher was very weird. And having weird teachers is sometimes okay, but sometimes, I don't know, it was like the first day of, I remember like the first day of 7th grade, we started Spanish, and everybody hated the teacher, and I'm like, am I the only one in here that actually likes this class? Of course, I stopped taking it, but because I already had a credit for it. Like, I'm not going for the Regents diploma, so why the hell would I even bother? I'm not striving for a Regents diploma. I'm just striving to graduate high school or start a band. Either one of those two. It doesn't really matter to me. Either start a band, finish high school, I don't know if I'll go to college then. Depends, I don't know. Man,
Nice spare.
I don't remember. Summer camp was also, I don't know. I'm not gonna say summer camp was the worst. I'm gonna say me during summer camp was the worst. I acted like a kindergartner going to kindergarten on the first day of school. So I'm not gonna blame. I'm not gonna blame summer camp. I went to summer camp until like 3 years ago, and for some reason I really hated it, but I never knew why. I have, was it distance anxiety or whatever? Like, oh, I don't want to be here, and for some reason I was like 8. My parents dropped me off and I started crying, and then I'm like, because I do that for some reason. Because my anxiety, I told you about that. Thank you.
Nice.
Like, no, summer camp wasn't the worst. It was me that made it bad. I don't know why I made it bad. But for some reason I just really hated it. I think it was, wasn't I there like over 3 years ago? Because I really like the counselor and the head counselor and I really got along with each other. For some reason. I don't know. I'd be uncomfortable until he showed up. Like, I don't know what the hell is wrong with me. There's people there. I should go make friends. I hated every person. Except for 1 year, because there was somebody I actually did know. Because then we hung out in 7th grade. We still hang out sometimes, but I barely ever see him. The only times I ever do see him is when we're walking, when I'm walking like lunch and he's going to like gym. That's the only time we ever see each other. But yeah, my one friend that I hang out in with English, the only time I ever see him, I have like a lot of friends. So, whatever, just make friends. It's not going to be the end of the world. Unless you're the lonely kid in school, which then... I don't know how to explain this, but you're fucked. Just, for some reason, everybody likes to pick on the lonely kid. Sure, I was the lonely kid. I mean, sometimes I am. I don't know, I'm just sitting there and I was the lonely kid and not, well, kind of photography. Photography is the one time I had to hang out with a moron that's somehow in the better classes than me. What the hell? Like, you talk to him like a normal person, he's fucking stupid. And then, I don't know, go to class with him and he might be like the smartest person in the world. I don't know. Why the hell is he in better classes than me? He's like, I'm in algebra. I'm like, I'm in fundies. Both algebra. Which means next year I'm going to be taking algebra. Yeah. Like, what the hell? Actually, that's kind of a lot of people I know. I may not know them as, like, a person, but, I mean, it was one, like, somebody before the closing of my school and the further cancellation, somebody said that, two people actually said that, one, nobody's gonna get infected. I might have been infected, but the doctor said, no, you're okay, you're okay, you don't have it. I'm like, oh, good. I didn't realize that they could go up there. Q-tips. What next? Baseball? I don't have time. I could just talk. Maybe we could do some training. I don't know. Let's do some training. Why not? One person said that, oh, coronavirus isn't real. We're not gonna get canceled because the coronavirus. Except we did. And then one person said, oh, coronavirus isn't real, it's just vibes. And I'm like, what? Like, almost the entire class looked at the student like, excuse me, what? Just vibes? Man. Did I ever tell you I was so anxious that I actually fear almost everything? Do that again. Yeah. For some reason I'm stressed about everything even though nothing could be happening. You put me in a fucking isolation tank and you could let me do nothing. You could put me in like a psychiatric facility, like an asylum, and just be like, here, do whatever you want. Just sit there and like I'd be so stressed, like I've got nothing to do. Like I want something to do, but then when I do it I get stressed and I'm like, I don't know what to do. Why am I hitting them so hard? What the hell does that mean? Ha! Whatever. Ooh! Oh! I don't need to hit him so hard. What if I hit him like this? I missed. But I believe that might be it. I could be wrong. I don't know. I think that's it. This is a real video. This is like official, like, hey, you can stop looking for that one video where I talked about the time I almost got detention because somebody really didn't like me. that teacher really hated me. If she was gonna yell at me for apologizing to it, like I never finished the story, did I? There's not much left. I walked to class crying. Teacher talked to me. We talked to her. I never got in trouble. Never. Oh yeah, I never did finish the story about how I got detention the first time, did I? I missed. Well, let me finish this story. I got way too many stories. The time I almost got detention. So this teacher, I already told you that I apologized to the student. I got written up. I got moved to the other side of the room. I'm just sitting there with my head down. Lunch is over. I walk and I'm like, oh my god. I break down crying. Other gym teacher finds me and she's like, you okay? And I look at her like, obviously not. And we talked to the lunch monitor who wrote me up. I start crying even more because she said, oh, but it's the fair thing to do. And I'm like, no, it's not. If it was fair, you wouldn't have written me up. Because I apologized to a student. Let me say this again. She said I was screaming at him, which I leaned over the table and I said, hey buddy, I'm sorry for stepping on your hand there. And obviously, he's not gonna say, yeah, he said that, or whatever. He said blah blah blah. He said I didn't hear him. Which I'm like, you have no proof that I said anything to him then if he didn't hear it. Or you just make me repeat myself. But, oh yeah, back to the other story. So the time I did get detention, English teacher, I mean, we had our moments where we're like, yeah, we're cool with each other. It was a female teacher. Of course. We apparently both like the same music. And there's one day she just she tells me, she's like, what type of music do you like? And I told her, 90s rock. She's like, you like the Foo Fighters? I'm like, yeah. She's like, cool. It was my favorite band. I'm like, okay. I think at the time I still had a Foo Fighters t-shirt, but that's not the first time. Like, the last 4 years, I think? 3 years. I had a teacher that at least liked the same music as me, because I had a picture of Pantera as my wallpaper. If you don't know what Pantera is, you know the song Cowboys from Hell or Walk? Cemetery Gates? That's them. And he's like, who is that? I'm like, Pantera? And he's like, oh yeah? And I'm like, I know who they are. And I'm like, oh, you do? It's the two people sitting next to me like, what the fuck is that? And I'm like, it's just a band. Because freaking 6th grade was awful. I'm just going to come out and say 6th grade was awful because everybody either didn't know who you were or hated you. And I was both of them. Or at least some people knew who I was. Because for some reason, this dates back to 5th grade. And it looks like this will be needed like 2 videos to explain. So for some reason, this one kid really didn't like me. We met one day and he's like, dude, go away. And I'm like, okay. We met again and he's like, dude, why the hell what do you, like, I don't even understand. Like, we became friends and then one day he hated on me. Like, he literally just started like, talking so much shit to me. It's not even funny. Like, a random smell came out of nowhere. It could obviously be somebody else, because we're low-life teenagers in 6th grade. And he's like, oh my god, Alex, why'd you do that? And I'm like, obviously it wasn't me. I would have said something about that. Like, obviously it could have been anybody. It's a bus full of assholes. Yeah, I'm gonna come flat out right and tell you, everybody you ever known in middle school, learn to like them the most. Because me, I've been friends with so many people since middle school. And, well, not middle school, since elementary school, and then like, we got to the middle school that one day, and everybody, the people I used to know were like, the people that I were friends with were like, who the hell are you? And I'm like, you don't remember me from 5th grade? And they're like, no. And I'm like, okay. Yeah, so I lost a lot of friends in middle school. That's why it sucked. But I did gain a lot. I never finished the story about how everybody... I never did explain why I said everybody got in trouble in middle school in 8th grade. Because they all brought knives to school. Okay, one of them was like a real, like, oh, I could actually cut you knife. And one was, it's a fucking butter knife. Oh, like the one friend I made in 7th grade. He brought a knife to school. This is the funniest one yet, though. He brought a knife. He has, like, knives. He doesn't anymore. But, he had knives. And, like, real knives. And he brought them to school for self-defense. And he was, like, checking it out the one day. And one person looked at him and he's like, he's got a knife! And told on him. He then got suspended. Hold on. He got suspended. And then, It was like 3 weeks he missed. Not 3 weeks, like 30 days. Like 6 weeks he missed. And then he came back. He had it on him again. He never took it out. But somebody broke the law and went through his bag. You can't do that. I'm sorry, you can't do that. You can't be going through people's bags without their consent. Unless you had a warrant. Obviously that kid didn't have a warrant and ransacked his bag and found the knife and then got suspended again. And then the third time, he had a pair of scissors and he stabbed the seat, got suspended. And I'm like, are you kidding? The third time is not on you. that first time, I'm going to have to blame on you. Second time, it's not really your fault because somebody went through your bag without your consent. You can't do that. I'm sorry. If you could have, I could have, if I was the principal in that scenario, I'm like, you went through his bag? Yeah. Well, why? What's the problem? I found the knife. You went through his bag? I'm sorry, you broke the law as well. I'm going to have to write you up as well. You can't go through somebody's bag without a consent. Either without a warrant, with a warrant, or with their consent. You can't go through their bags. You're getting suspended too. I would have done that if I was the principal. Because I know more about laws than I do of school rules. Now, I've never gotten in-school suspension, ISS or OSS, which is out-of-school suspension, which is probably a good thing, because technically out-of-school suspension is like, holy shit, you broke the law. Oh yeah. And then I had another friend who got in trouble, got suspended for a day. And also she went to go see Endgame in theaters. The only one I did not see in theaters. I own all of them other than Endgame, because Endgame is still on Netflix. Also, if I go to the store, it'd be like $20. Okay. Now, the one person brought a butter knife to school. Oh, it's a fucking... I mean, obviously, it's a knife, I understand. You could get in trouble. You got suspended one day? I'd at least be like, alright, I'd be reasonable and be like, it's at least a butter knife. Like, that girl brought a knife to school. Why did you give her a suspension? It's a butter knife. What do you want me to do? It's a butter knife. Like, that's when I got, like, mad. And was like, are you kidding? Now, we were dark and demented in 8th grade. I wasn't a part of this, but oh, the battery's dead. Yeah, I can't do anything. Now that I say that, I know this still happened in 8th grade, but I mean, I really don't want to tell this story because it's really fucked up. Obviously, it's a joke, but I mean, it's just some people, it's not a joke. I wasn't a part of it, but I mean, I got called to the principals once, not because I was in trouble, like I got called down to the principals during goddamn Spanish class. And I'm panicking, like, what did I do? What did I do? Like, I'm literally panicking, like, and there was one of my friends in Spanish, and he's like, what'd you do? And I'm like, I have no idea. Even one of the teachers like, oh, hey, Alex, how are you? What'd you do? And I'm like, I have no idea. Like, I'm sweating and shaking, because I did nothing, and I have no idea. And I got called down to the principal's office because I don't know what I did. And eventually they told me, I shouldn't be saying this. I'll give you a hint though. Foster the people. You don't know what I'm talking about? I can't say it. I can't. I feel like I shouldn't. But I'll give you a hint. School plus boom. You got that, didn't you? Yeah. And then the principal talked to me and he's like, now I didn't even remember this because it was like 3 days ago. And the principal was like, do you remember anything that happened on Wednesday? And I'm like, no. And he's like, you sure? And I'm like, sir, I have no idea what you're talking about. Like, I literally had no clue. And he's like, well, you had ideas of this, this, and this. And I'm like, oh, right. Now, would you guys literally do it? And I'm like, no. Like, I'm literally just sitting there, like, panicking. And he's like, you're not in trouble. You're not in trouble. And I'm like, oh, good. But you're like, he's just literally telling me, like, did you guys ever think about doing this? And I'm like, no. I literally, the first words out of my mouth were, no. If you understood that, good for you and good for me for not explaining it. But I'll see you guys next time. That's basically it. So, have fun trying to understand. Alright, bye guys.